Hey, you know what they say about
about rubbing
About
on the tub.
rubbing on my yellow leg.
I'm just rubbing on my yellow leg.
I'm just rubbing
on my yellow leg.
on my yellow leg.
Dude, that's one of my favorite shit posts ever.
It's so good.
Just rubbing on my yellow leg. Oh, fuck.
This is definitely me when I'm just
rubbing on my yellow leg. Fuck.
He is all yellow. Why specify his yellow leg?
Dude, the first time I saw that, we were in Europe, and like we had this terrible Irish driver. It's important that he's Irish.
I was gonna say
and terrible.
Detail.
Yeah, no. We had this awful driver in Europe. He's such a fucker. Yeah, be careful out there. Other bands going to Europe, you might end up with some stupid.
Beware of Irish driver.
Beware of this.
Well,
Irish
we have
driver.
another Irish driver in a few days, but he rocks. He's cool.
So far.
Yeah.
Are they even driven you yet?
Yeah, we'll see. We also have bunks this time. So
Bandwagon?
no, we're in a Sprinter van that has 6 bunks in it. Yeah, it's a big fucker. Yeah, it's cool, and we have a trailer too. Yeah. So, and we can lock it, and if it's locked, I don't think Border Patrol can make us open anything up.
Wow.
I think.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, a lot of the European borders are like. You're coming up.
Okay.
It's just real quiet.
Yeah.
A lot of
you'll
the
get boosted. Don't worry.
Yeah. A lot of the European borders just like kind of let you go through.
Mhm.
Italy holds you up for like a while.
Mhm.
I forget where else we got checked. We maybe got checked in Germany.
Mhm.
Obviously France, but that's your gateway from the UK to get there.
Imagine getting checked in France
Couldn't be me
by the
honestly.
French.
Oh, the French love to check you.
Damn.
I would like.
Oh,
fake
where are
one
you
down.
going?
They'd
Where?
You sounded German.
Yeah, my German's way gayer.
Oh hell yeah.
Oh yeah, you got some merch in the back.
Oh yeah. That's like
Pained.
that's aggressively natural. Like not the German.
I know.
How gay the German is. Coming
Yeah. No.
That's very good.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know about aggressively natural. Jesus Christ. No, the first time I saw the rubbing on my yellow leg meme, we were in Europe, and I just started dying, like fucking dying, and I sent it to Marty just without saying anything because I was fucking crying laughing, and Marty looks at his phone for like 4 seconds and just starts doing the same thing. Just starts fucking crying. just rubbing on my yellow leg. Woo! Alrighty. Oh man.
Hey
Should
chat.
Hey chat.
You know what's epic?
Shorty being on squad mode.
Shorty's on squad mode.
I
And
have
On God mode.
I took like
me
over
when
a
I go to
month.
church.
Frifra ong.
I'm
my friend.
I'm on God mode.
I'm on God mode. Frifra ong.
I'm
What is happening right now?
just rubbing on
Just
my
rubbing
yellow
on
leg. I was off Twitter or X, as you
can
say.
You can say Twitter. It's
Yeah.
okay.
I was off Twitter for like a month,
You can get the pass.
or over a month, and oh boy, I was off Twitter for over a month, and I came back to like what I would describe as like hell on earth. Not saying that because I left it got worse, but I'm like, there's like 12 or maybe even 20 trends and memes on there that I just I missed.
Yeah.
And
And a lot of them like just happened in the last couple days since the New Year started. The guy in Clark County, Las Vegas or whatever, like trampoline jumping at the judge.
Oh yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's crazy. He's elite for that though.
Yeah.
Like he's got
cleared that.
He
cleared that shit.
He cleared it, and he claimed the spot of like January 2024 meme on the 3rd day of the month.
We'll see
Yeah.
how
Insane.
it goes, but
We'll see how it goes, yeah.
I think he's got it.
How are you guys celebrating the insurrection this year?
I'm taking a trip up to DC for unrelated reasons.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna make a stop by the Capitol for unrelated reasons. I'm bringing 10,000 of my closest friends that I met online on Facebook
and Discord.
And Discord, and we're gonna throw a party, you know.
Nice.
I love it. That's great.
I was planning on having a cookout at my house and turning on the TV and watching and being like, "That's my friend Dawson."
That's
like,
my friend Dawson storming the Capitol.
Yeah, storming the Capitol.
Oh, I never said I was gonna do that.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Never mind. That's my friend Dawson in front of the Capitol with 10,000 people.
10,000 of his closest friends.
I have the day off on January 6th, and I'm just worried everyone's gonna make it about.
You should come with me.
That, you know.
Yeah, you should go with Dawson.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got time before
it's
you
gonna 10,001 of my closest friends.
the 10,001st closest friend award.
At least I'm ranked, you know.
Hey, at least I'm up there.
Yeah, I mean the Iced Earth guy, the singer of Iced Earth, got nabbed last time. So
damn.
And also Ariel Pink.
Yeah.
I can't end up like Ariel Pink.
No.
I'm not going out like Ariel Pink. You
Don't
know?
go out like Ariel Pink. Where's Jack Morris in the 10,000 of your closest friends?
He's right by my side.
Better be lower.
He's right by my side. He better be the 10,000
on the TV when you see the shot of me.
Yeah.
Not raiding the Capitol, Jack Morris will be right to my side.
Right. Sure. Yeah. As you. You holding sort of a bow staff.
Yeah.
With an American flag affixed to it.
Rank the 3 Jacks in your life, because you've got a lot of Jacks. You got more Jacks than the average guy.
I do have a lot of Jacks.
You've got
I have
Kern,
Jack Kern. I have
Pace.
Jack Morris. I have Jack Pace.
And also Jack Pace.
And another Jack
And another
Pace.
Jack Pace now. Yeah, that's
yeah.
true.
So my brother Jack Pace would probably be last, since you don't know him super well.
Yeah.
So okay, all right.
Yeah.
I think there's another Jack.
Yeah, and just rank definitively. It doesn't have to be based on any thing.
Ooh, we should rank either Alex's, Chris's,
Josh's,
or Sam's in our life.
Yeah, and Tyler's. There's a lot of
Ooh.
Tyler's. I've got
a couple Toms too.
Yeah, I've got a couple
about it. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Drummers
continue with your Jack
Toms
ranking
as well.
Yeah. I want to get the Jack ranking personally.
Shut up.
The Jack
Who are you, Phil Collins?
Jack ranking sounds like a fucking like a John Wick style
Jack ranking.
Jack ranking. Jason Statham is Jack ranking.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I interrupted you again. After
I guess as far as like knowing them personally,
yeah.
As far as knowing them the best, it goes Kern.
Yeah.
Morris, Pace.
Damn.
Pace
number 1 or Pace number 2 first?
Bice Pace is first, and then Carson's brother is last.
Damn.
Because I've met Carson's brother one time. And
Can I see this?
Yeah.
This is great radio.
The 20 decibel cut was on. So
yeah,
now you're gonna be like way louder. Oh, did you want it on?
I did want it on.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right, my bad.
I've had it on for the past couple episodes.
Oh, I'm super stupid.
We're Jack ranking our way through this call.
We are Jack.
Yeah,
ranking.
we're Jack ranking our way through this.
I mean, I know Kern the best because I've known him since 2018.
And he's in your band.
And he's in my
band.
band.
Of your band.
Uh-huh.
He has a sweet, sweet voice.
Yeah, a sweet, sweet voice for a sweet, sweet boy.
Yeah. On the record that that's not out yet, but will be.
Mm-hmm.
That new song you're releasing is awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's
really
not on the record.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Imagine though.
I really like it.
Thanks.
Yeah, no. If I had to go Josh's in my life.
There's a secret fifth Jack that we won't mention, who is dead last.
Okay. I thought you were saying he's dead. And that's why
He's dead. He's dead. I killed him.
Who's your... Because I think my number one Josh would be Scoggin. But
my number 1 Josh is actually dead, legitimately.
Damn.
So,
Damn.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah. It's but no, I was gonna say like, I don't know. I've got a lot of Joshes. Like if I'm gonna open my phone book right now.
Type in Josh.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you how many Joshes I have in my phone book. Now, mind you, this is gonna sound ridiculous, but I have 1,009 contacts, so that's why.
That doesn't
brag
surprise
about
me.
it, asshole.
It's annoying.
Jesus.
This
Okay, I have
guy.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4.
I have too
5,
many
6,
hoes
7,
in my phone.
8,
It's
9,
so
10,
annoying.
11,
Can you
or no,
fucking
that's me.
believe this guy?
11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I have 15 Joshes.
I have a guy named Josh Riley in my phone.
Who's
not you.
Yeah. Can you imagine if my name was Ian Josh Riley? And my parents didn't give me the full biblical name.
Give you Joshua?
Yeah.
I need to redo my Josh ranking because there's a couple, not Josh's, Jack ranking because there's a couple Jacks I forgot.
Jack ranking's hilarious.
Redoing it, Jack Kern, number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Morris. Jackie Buckaloo.
Yeah, that's.
Technically
if we're
counts,
counting
yeah.
it.
Counts. Yeah, that's
If
true.
we're counting it,
Yeah. Then Jackie's probably at the top of my list.
Yeah.
then Jack Pace from Vice.
Mm-hmm.
Then Jack Moeller, who I met at a filmmaking camp in 2017 when we were but a couple of boys.
Fuck, your hands are big, man.
I need to wait. There's a
Big
different
person.
Jack.
Big guy.
Big guy.
Okay, I'm slotting in a different Jack. In between
Jack ranking?
in between Jackie and Jack Morris.
Jack ranking.
There's Jack Schwartz, who I've known for a long, long time, since like 2014. And then Jack Pace.
My Jack Pace.
And then
How
we-
interested are people
we
in
skip
this?
like a billion levels, and then there's the final Forbidden Jack.
Forbidden Jack.
Forbidden Jack, who's dead. Last.
Who's not? Yeah, he's
Dead.
not dead.
Last.
Yeah.
Dead last.
I would
Yeah.
say I'd like to rank all of the other average band dude names, but like I have 15 Zacks, all spelled basically differently.
Whoa.
Jesus
I
Christ.
have a lot more Jacks in my phone than I thought. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. I have 9 Jacks, including Jackie, and my nephew Jackson. And then I have the Joshes are insane. Hang on. Yeah, no, I have like I think I already said all the Joshes. I have Tyler's. I have this is absurd.
I think I have a lot of Ryans too.
Really?
Yeah.
I have
a few
less Ryans than you think.
Hazing over Ryan.
Mhm.
156 Silence Ryan. Ryan Tiller.
If you're listening to
Ryan
this
Love.
podcast, open up your address book and
Just
see
see how
how many Jacks you have in your phone, and
I
then
have-
tell us in the comments.
I have only 3 Ryans, but I
Really?
have 18 Tylers.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I literally all these people are all music people too. These are
Yeah.
all people from bands.
Hey, if
over
you're
the
listening
years.
to this podcast and you're considering having children, don't name it Tyler.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should name it Flurzilla.
No, you should name your child Jack Ranking, and then whatever your last name
Yeah,
is.
Jack Ranking Flurzilla. Just in case your last name is Flurzilla.
Yeah, I'm gonna change my name on Twitter. Ian Joshua, like quotation marks, Jack Ranking Riley.
Jack Rankin.
That would actually be sick.
I know Jack Ranking would be a good band name.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
Jack Reacher.
I have
Jack
two. I have
Sure.
2 Jacks in my new secret forbidden band.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about that.
Yeah,
That's really
Is your
We could
forbidden
call it-
band called Reach Around?
we don't really have a name yet. There's a couple contenders.
You're in a couple of secret bands.
Yeah.
A couple meaning
Yeah.
2.
2. Dos.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah.
I thought maybe the name of your band was Welcome Back to This Ain't a Scene, It's a Podcast.
Yeah.
What
waiting for
a
Dawson to do it.
transition. What a transition.
A sieg, if you will.
A
A Jason Sag
siege, if you will.
Yeah. I'm
from How I Met Your Mother. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm
Yeah,
one of
man.
your hosts, Carson.
Mhm.
He, him pronouns.
I'm your
With
other
me.
host.
Oh, yep.
Fuck you. I'm your other host, Dawson. He, him pronouns.
This is my co-host, Dawson Foxy Shazam Beck.
Yes, I'm joined by my host, Carson Jack Ranking Pace. And then we're also joined by Ian Joshua Jack Ranking Riley.
Hell yeah.
Ian looking like a fool with your pants on the ground, right? Ian, hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband, Riley.
Ian 97 Dodge Charger Riley.
Ian Joshua Flex Pendragon. Tell him, Riley.
Flex Pendragon is crazy.
There's a lot of lore behind Flex Pendragon.
Flex
I'll tell you
Pendragon.
that one off pod, but that one goes back to like 2013. Like it's
Wow.
but it's Flex is all caps. When you said pants on the ground, I didn't think you were gonna do that. I thought you were actually gonna make a statement about what I'm wearing.
No.
And I legitimately like almost changed, and then I didn't before I came here because I was like, the last time I wore this, Carson called it my cholo outfit. So I'm
I
keeping
did call it your cholo outfit.
So for context, if people want to know what I'm wearing, I have are these Adidas? Yeah, I have Adidas like
They're Nike.
athletic.
It says Nike right there.
Not those. I'm about my pants.
I
Yeah.
didn't
wearing-
call it your cholo outfit. I said this is the most cholo
No,
you've ever
you
looked.
called it my cholo outfit.
Damn.
You were like because you said it about your own cholo outfit, and you were like, "Do you like my cholo outfit?" I was like, "Yeah." Why? And you were like, "Because you inspired me with your cholo outfit."
That's crazy.
Or something like that. But
That's crazy.
yeah.
I'm nuts, dude.
I've got Adidas athletic pants on and like the H&M like Hoochie Daddy shorts is what Kelsey calls them. And then like I'm wearing like a Jedi robe. I'm wearing all black like I usually do. But
You've had that Jedi robe since I met you, though.
no, this is actually newer. I had something
You've had
similar.
a Jedi robe
Yeah,
since
this
I
is
met
like
you. Yeah.
my family knows I like these, so they get me these for Christmas. I got this and another one last year, and so now there's like I wear these instead of cardigans during winter. They're very nice.
The other day I was thinking about how, like, can you imagine if you like are a Jedi who talks with your hands and you have your lightsaber in your hand and you just activate it through your head?
See, like you talk like a TED Talk speaker.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you're like, see, the thing about the living force, and that you have to understand is that, you just,
Cut your own head off.
or at least your hair
Oh.
off. Yeah.
I
You
wonder
look
if
great,
that's-
by the way. Your
Oh,
haircut's
thank you.
awesome.
Thank you.
I know on the last episode, like, that was right after you sent me that selfie. Dawson was like, "Carson's bald as fuck right now."
Yeah.
You're slightly less bald now.
Yeah.
My hair's
he was
growing
more bald.
so fast.
Yeah, it's because you cut it all off.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah, that's how
You
that
notice it grow more when there's less of it.
goes. Yeah. You know what else we've cut
Okay.
off?
All
What?
right.
That Azalea Banks remix of the song we have to talk about today.
Ah,
Before we
yes.
listen,
I
before we
mean,
started. This
I
God.
suppose we'll get into
we oughta
it. 'cause,
we oughta
I mean,
dive in, as my pastor
We ought to
said.
dive in. Let's just dive into
just
it.
dive in.
Let's dive into the word of the
Let's
Lord.
dive into the word of the
And,
Lord. By that I mean Fall Out
Everyone,
Boy's 2015 banger of a record.
everyone, bow your heads and mourn the loss of our eardrums, because the song we're talking about is "The Kids Aren't All Right."
Yeah.
And here's a snippet of it. And it's
it's
over.
over.
Wow,
Yeah.
it's over.
I got through that
And
time.
we're also talking about the Azalea Banks remix off of the fucking American Make America Psycho Again remix album. And here's a snippet of it. And it's
thank
over.
God it's over.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my goodness. Chat, these songs are
Sorry, you saying chat got me for some reason.
Chat ranking.
these songs are really fucking bad. Both of them. I don't like
Yeah.
either of these songs. And in our formulaic podcast formula, I guess. My brain is not working today.
It's okay.
I've been
in
watching
in our patented pull your ass out formula.
No, the coffee will put me to sleep.
Yeah, same. I feel you.
Why are you drinking it?
Well, it does what I need it to do. I'm gonna
Oh,
drink
okay.
another one later before I go to sleep. But I'm
Okay,
gonna stay up
gotcha.
playing Spider-Man until like 7 tonight.
But
That's crazy.
That's what I've been doing.
we're gonna talk about the normal song first, and then the
Never mind.
remix. My brain is sludge because I've been watching Iron Fist. You remember that show?
Oh, yeah.
What are you doing that for, buddy?
I'm watching all of those shows.
Yeah.
I watched Daredevil
Mhm.
season 1, then Jessica Jones season 1, then Daredevil season 2, then Luke Cage season 1.
What's your favorite so
And
far?
I'm on the last episode of Iron Fist season 1, and then it's Defenders.
Luke
and
Cage
then,
season 2.
and then I think Luke Cage season 2's after that. But I got a bunch of TV to get through because
Mhm.
I don't know why. But
I see.
favorite so far is Daredevil season 1, closely followed by Jessica Jones, and then Daredevil season 2, and then Luke Cage season 1, and Iron Fist is in the pits of hell.
I I haven't
'cause
watched Iron Fist.
it's really fucking.
So you
bad.
like your ranking is them in release order.
basically.
Yeah.
That's gonna change.
That says a lot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, about the
I have so much to say about those, but maybe we'll get into it later. But
we really are
Yeah.
starting to hit that point of already of like we don't want to talk about this song
Yeah.
right now.
Well, and
I
also,
have a lot
we
to
should probably
say.
do a Patreon with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I put aside the whole night.
We'll do that.
Except for when you play Spider-Man until 7 a.m. Then I.
Well, yeah, that's
Well, that-
start
yeah.
whenever I leave. I'm gonna go get food.
Right. Yeah.
Whenever you leave, so you're gonna play it in the car on the road.
Yeah, dude. I'm playing
With
Spider-Man.
PS Share. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's it's mobile.
Yeah.
Dude. That's how it works. It's
I
2023.
The editing in Iron Fist is so bad.
Oh yeah, the fight scenes.
It like
especially.
hurts my brain, dude. That shit is.
There's a lot of reasons as to why that show is as bad as it is.
Mhm.
Maybe that'll be the subject of the Patreon episode.
Sure.
That's a good.
Well, we usually talk
So-
about movies and television shows there.
So
I
if
haven't
you
seen
want
it, and
to
I do want to watch it, so we should
Iron
talk-
Fist,
Yeah.
you want to watch Iron Fist?
I want to watch all of those shows.
Yeah.
in entirety,
you want
just
to
like,
experience
yeah,
it.
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm
It's not that I
thinking-
desire to
Yeah, yeah.
experience it that way. It's more like I want to have said I did it.
I want to make a YouTube video retrospective about all of those because like that corner of the MCU is dead now
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
with their whole new like Disney Plus shows
Thank Christ.
stuff that they're doing.
Mhm.
Not really, thank Christ. I have a lot of opinions about this, but if you want to hear more about that, we're gonna record another probably hour or longer with Ian where we'll get into that.
Speaking of TV,
Mike TV from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
maybe,
We did it.
perhaps, yes.
Mhm.
No, earlier today, the kitchen staff at my job, who doesn't speak English very well, just like they're like Carson, and I like turned around. And it's when I'm called by name, it's either like something bad that someone fucked up on a ticket, or it's they want to mess with me in some way.
Yeah.
And my coworker Jose just showed me a picture of Bryan Cranston in Breaking Bad, and just goes, "You."
You
You. I was like, all right.
Amazing.
Thank you,
fucking
Jose.
got him. Unbelievable. You got destroyed.
Dude, Jose's on one today.
Dude,
That's
you-
insane.
I love Jose. Jose's mi hermano es Jose.
I gotta meet this guy before you leave.
Oh, please
Yeah,
do. Please come into the restaurant and say hi to Jose.
I will. I wanted to come get a burger from there. It's been a minute.
It's so good.
Yeah. I last time I ate there was before you worked there.
Yep.
Yeah.
We ate there together?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know about it until I went with you the first time.
True.
It's a sleeper in this area.
Anyway, the kids aren't all right.
I'm not all right after listening to this goddamn song.
Yeah, Ian, what is your opinion on this song?
I'll let y'all go first with this one.
No.
No?
Nope.
Oh,
This is
okay.
our show, motherfucker.
This is
You're
our
gonna-
show, you stupid bimbo.
I have waited for this for a minute. To
For
do
this
something
song?
no, just any song from this record for a
Okay.
lot of reasons.
Yeah.
I'm actually glad it's this one. I don't love this song. I think it is a great song, actually. I actually think this song
What
is
the hell
yeah.
is wrong with you?
Okay, I have some talking points about it.
Do we
Here's the
have to
thing.
Are you
Kill
smoking
Ian?
dog cum?
No, let me be
I'm smoking dog cum out the fucking radiator of a Chevy Corolla.
They call me Jack Ranking because I'm smoking
Dog
dog cum out of
All right, all right.
all right.
Sold the ops dog cum.
All right, fuck. Ian, continue, please.
Okay. Sold the ops dog cum. Call that thoroughbred. Okay, all right. I'm gonna stop now. I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee. Yeah.
Yeah. Explain yourself after this sip.
The song has a lot of silly lyrics, and it's kind of depending on when I hear it. It's like this is it's at worst it's boring and inoffensive.
Sure.
At best, it's like a really, really, really good like change of pace on this record. I like this record. First of all, I should.
Where does this
start
sit
there.
in the track
It's
list?
right between Centuries and Uma Thurman. Literally between the
Really?
two biggest songs on this record.
Which is
I
a
think it-
decision that they made.
I think it's a good decision. I think it rules
Yeah.
being where it is. I'm gonna start kind of with my take on the record, and then I'll go kind of from there. I think American Beauty, American Psycho is a good record, first of all. So it's already a take you guys might disagree with, which is fine.
Oh,
and
heavy.
Yeah, I know. I think it is a good record. I didn't care for it at first. It grew on me a lot after a while.
I still think this is their worst.
I think Mania is worse than this. I think Mania is
at
much
least
worse than this.
I think Mania is at least trying something.
I think this is trying something at parts. Now, granted, this song is not a good example of what I'm saying.
Trying to make me cut my fucking head off.
For instance, I think the title track of this song...
It's trying to make me play Hero Wars.
Am I still... Hello?
Yeah, you're still
yeah,
going.
Okay,
good.
yeah, no, I knocked the XLR a little bit, so I want to make sure it's coming through.
You're good.
Before I give my rancid take on this, I do think this song... first of all, I think this record is a good record. I think it's... Okay, let me backtrack a little bit. Do you remember that the Coldplay video you just sent me recently?
Mike the Snare.
Yeah. First of all, great channel, great content creator.
Yeah.
Shout out Mike the Snare.
Very good video too.
That video is awesome, and I agree. So kind of what he said about them in general, about Coldplay, I think applies to Fall Out Boy here with this record, where it's like, does the execution always hit? Absolutely not with
Sure.
Fall Out Boy. Are they trying new things and at least doing something cool or trying to with every record? I absolutely think so. Mania, I agree, is trying something. I think it's a worse execution overall than this record. This record has some duds on it. In my opinion, less than Mania does. For instance, go ahead, sorry.
Okay. I would say Mania is trying more.
Okay.
And the execution is worse.
That's fair.
But
yeah,
Mania, while being pretty annoying at times, I don't think he's anywhere near as shrill and grating as this record is. There's so much, like, for example, the chorus of Irresistible, like,
that's a dud to me. I think
hurts.
I don't like that
song. Immortals, I think, is a huge miss.
How do you feel about Twin Skeletons? I'm just curious because
I think that song's okay.
I think that song's okay. I think that's the best song on this record, personally.
For me, I think that Jetpack Blues and Twin Skeletons are the only, maybe Novocaine. I think Novocaine's fine.
I like 4th of July too. I really like
hate
4th of
that
July.
song.
You hate that song? I actually really like. Oh yeah, y'all
Hate
talked
it.
about that one already, right?
Yeah, we've done that.
I like that song a lot, actually.
I think this album has 3 okay songs that I would never willingly listen to. Whereas Mania, I didn't hate listen to it, but I listened to it to try and understand it.
Yeah.
And I still don't really get the love for it.
I don't either.
But
I
also,
like some of the execution though, in general.
Yeah, no.
More than the lyrics.
I like more songs on Mania than I do on this.
For instance, I agreed with most of why y'all tore apart. And I'm gonna tie this back into this song, but I agreed with most of why y'all tore apart Stay Frosty Royal Milk Tea because I think the lyrics of that song are almost abysmal.
I forgot we covered that one.
It's that was the one. I think y'all named the episode guys, we really don't like this song.
yeah.
And it might have been it was that one. I'm 99% certain it was that song that y'all named about.
Yeah.
But anyway, I agreed with most of what y'all said about that record or that song and why you tore it apart. And to me, the most egregious sins of that song, much like that record, are its lyrics. I think the lyrics are not great. That being said, the instrumental and the production of that song fucking bangs. I think it
Stay Frosty?
Yeah, I honestly think the production and the composition of it rules. I personally do. I would listen to that.
I'm glad you're bold enough to say
I
that.
would like it better if it wasn't a Fall Out Boy song.
You're fermenting an ostrich egg and putting it into a dab rig.
No, I have wanted to. I wanted to be.
Does that mean?
I wanted to be the first guest on this show to kind of really contend with this.
Yeah,
I think,
yeah.
So here's the thing with this record, the title track rules. Do I think the execution is perfect? No. I think this song. However,
I think the title track rules also.
I think the title track is awesome, and it's
of this record.
Yeah, and I think let me put it this way: I think if a band,
I like that song.
I think if a band in our spheres, in the world we live in, tried something like that, one, they would pull it off better. Two, we would like it. I do think that because it's interesting.
We'd like it because they would pull it off better.
Well, yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying, and I do think the song is good.
We like it because they'd pull it off better.
Yeah,
it's
like,
so funny.
I think it's kind of like, but it's what I'm saying about like say Frosty Royal Milk Tea. Like apart from like I would like that composition.
I keep thinking you're about to say "Save Rock and Roll," and then it comes out as this "Stay Frosty Royal Milk Tea."
I think that song is like. I think the music is cool. I think it would be better as a song if it wasn't a Fall Out Boy song, if the lyrics were different, if it wasn't Patrick singing it. But with this song, with The Kids Aren't Alright, I think this is a song that every band at some point that's been around for like a decade plus. And I'm actually going to lump the 1975 in here because they started their band when they were like 13. Mm-hmm. By the time they finally changed the name to the 1975, they'd been a band for like 11 or 12 years.
Something like that.
But I think every band that's been around for longer than a decade gets to this point where they have to write this song. For My Chem, it was Summertime. For U2, it was like a bunch of songs. For
U2,
Summertime is also not a very good song.
I think I disagree.
Like
I like Summertime. That's one of my favorite songs on Danger Days.
Both of you are taking a fig leaf and wrapping it around a blunt.
Here's the thing,
and then smoking a honeycomb.
And here's one I know you like that you're gonna see the parallel I'm drawing.
Okay.
For Linkin Park, it was Shadow of the Day. It was absolutely Shadow of the Day. And just in terms of the tempo, the way it moves, and the bigness of it.
Yeah. Well, I don't like that you said that. But yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
What's the 1975's version
Robbers.
of the song? Robbers?
They had been a band. I'm telling you, that's what it is.
Counter argument.
Yeah.
No,
but here's the thing. It's like, Robbers is a phenomenal song, but it's like essentially the way every band that has been around for 10 years writes this somewhat mid-tempo, big 4-chord progression song that is usually characterized by something that is like, it's anthemic and it doesn't have like
Linkin Park actually did it twice too with Iridescence.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I'm
that
saying, that song's amazing. That's one of my favorite songs. That's like
a better song.
I can see the parallel with Iridescence in this.
Iridescent to me is like that's like the lexicon for this kind of song to me. It's perfect. I think that song is absolutely perfect.
That's the ideal version of
exactly.
This kind of song.
But so is Robbers. I would argue Robbers is.
I'm struggling to see it.
Yeah.
I'm struggling to see it as much with Robbers as I would with Iridescent.
To me, it's the 4-chord progression largely characterized, and the whole song is characterized by it doesn't ever explode, really. It doesn't have that gigantic drop other than in the repeating choruses. It doesn't have this giant crescendo out kind of thing. And it's not supposed to. That's not what it is. U2, I think, largely pioneered what that was.
They usually do have explosions in their
music. Absolutely. But it's like, but it keeps rolling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the thing. It's not like big crescendo out.
Yeah.
And not to say they don't have that, but it's like, so with this song, if we're putting this on like the song spectrum of everything I'm talking about bands who get to this point where they want to write this big kind of mid-tempo stadium hit kind of song, this is a dud on the overall spectrum of those kind of songs. This song also has some really goofy ass lyrics.
Yeah.
The lyric about being a carnival bear, like being set. What is the lyric? Can you pull it up again? It's I know we're gonna get to lyrics in a second, but I'm just like using this as an early example. It's hang on, I've got it.
Maul the world like a carnival.
Maul the world like a carnival bear set free. That's a simile no one has ever used. like they said that. Like Patrick said that with such confidence as if it's like, like when you said
you know that thing that you say all the time.
You know the epidemic of carnival bears being set free. Remember with that scourge you dealt with? But like it's
Can I? Do you know the song "Shut Up and Fish" by Maddie and Tay?
Yes.
Do you know the simile that they use in that?
What are you talking about? What lyric?
I was getting madder than a hornet in an old Coke can. It's something someone has never said before.
It's still better than this.
Shut Up and Fish is a way better song.
No, but I'm saying that simile. If we're just comparing the simile, that's really funny.
Maul the world like a carnival bear set free is so wild.
But I'm gonna juxtapose this with. It has some goofy ass lyrics. It has some of also my favorite post hiatus Fall Out Boy lyrics in this song. I really, so for instance, and we can get to those in a second, because I think that the biggest problem with it lyrically is asserting the identity of I mean, obviously the most obvious one is The Kids Aren't Alright by The Offspring, but they adapted that as like as a play on The Kids Are Alright by The Who, you know. And just kind of like Fall Out Boy asserting the kids aren't alright just being a part of like the cultural like lexicon, them thinking this, we could attribute that to this. I think everything they're saying in this song did not need to be capitulated on that thought, you know what I mean? Because it doesn't really make sense a ton. I understand what they're trying to do. The rest, because it seems to be like a retrospective observation of their relationship with their fans and not wanting to be this band that came back and just made something like half shit, like kind of shitty, and like just wanted to be. It's them trying to be self-aware, Fall Out Boy, and ironically a little bit kind of like still doing exactly what they're writing about. You know what I mean? But that being said, I actually do. When the song comes on in the context of the record, I love this song. I actually really like listening to it. I like the music. I like the guitar part. I like that it doesn't ever get like explosive or massive. I like that it's not overly indulgent. I think that it's a breath of fresh air from half the stuff that happens on this record. And I think it is it does a good job of being self-aware while also just being kind of like a mellow song. I like I'm going to reference something else we just talked about a lot, me and Carson have. I like the very, like, you know how we described AJR as like very corporate Democrat, like just bullshit pop kind of stuff. And I like AJR. I can admit they have some absolute awful music, but I do like their band and I like a lot of their songs. And I think they have one really good record, and then they have a few other records. But the whistle thing that Fall Out Boy did on this song, that is kind of, it just sounds like something that came from the culture. You know what I mean? It sounds like something from a commercial. I dig it. I think it rules in the context of this thing. I like the key of the song. I like the melody. I love the chorus vocal melody. I think the chorus vocal melody is awesome. I think overall the song could have been improved largely if it was a little bit faster, if it was more the tempo of Summertime. That is, because it drags. It does drag.
This song is so slow, and also like,
I don't think it's grating, but it's almost there.
So like,
could you
if
like bend your mic up towards you a little bit?
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, like, if I'm being real, there isn't like there isn't a speed up or like a different type of beat that they could do over that hook that would improve it necessarily. It's exactly what it needs to be.
Agreed.
Which is the biggest compliment I can give it, because I like the melody, but I hate how big the chorus is. I was going to bring the point up that if there was a just Patrick and piano version of this song,
it would be awesome.
I would love
That's
it.
what I'm saying. The song itself is
so
good.
much of what I don't like is how grating the production is.
That's
and
fair.
I think that's true
fair.
for most of this record, whereas like Uma Thurman, you can't really do like a Patrick and piano version. And I hate that song. I've been over that with you. I can't
And I actually like that song. I think it's silly, but I like that song.
If...
the interpolation of the Munsters thing that y'all talked. Yeah, I know that was one of the things y'all talked about. That was very silly.
Yeah, no, that song exhausts me. That song just feels like
it crushes live. I'll say that much.
No, that's the thing is like every time I see them live, even the songs I don't like I'll be real. Dawson, cover your ears. When they play Centuries, I'm
live,
like, this rocks.
It's insane.
I'm like,
I can imagine that song like being better in a live context.
Oh, dude,
like that's happened to me before with songs that I don't like.
Absolutely.
I still don't think Centuries is a good song, but like I'm not going to leave before they play it.
In the moment, you're like, this is.
I think it is a good song. I just don't think it's like it's not amazing. It's
Day
just
it
like
came out, I thought that song was incredible. That's what I'll say.
Yeah.
And like
it grew on me. See, that's the thing, is it had to grow on me, because at first I was very cynical.
There's so many of the songs on this record specifically where like the first time I heard them I was like, whoa, and then over time I've just been like, this fucking.
I had total opposite. Like I was really? Very cynical with Save Rock and Roll and this record. I kind of came around on both of those by the time Mania was out.
Yeah.
So that's why Mania, I think, is disappointing to me a little bit. That's why it's the weakest record to me, is because like I came around on 2 records that I otherwise was like, this shouldn't be a Fall Out Boy record. But
this
now
podcast has made me grow on, or Save Rock and Roll has grew on me because of this podcast.
I think Save Rock and Roll is an awesome record. I think this record is almost as good.
I think that Save Rock and Roll has 3 not very good songs, and then the rest are like...
We probably share that opinion. What songs?
I don't like Death Valley, Young Volcanoes, or... There's one more.
If it's just those 2, like I agree with you.
I think it might just be those 2.
I agree with you, yeah.
Because Just One Yesterday... is corny.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's like if it's on, I'm not gonna be like off.
Corniness, cheesiness, whatever, like that kind of stuff doesn't equate to bad to me.
Let me see if I can do this.
Yeah.
I think Just One Yesterday is a better version of this song.
That's fair. I feel like they're pretty different.
You hate that record,
dude.
though.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Like y'all are saying, like this podcast has made you appreciate that record more.
It's made you hate it more.
Every time we get a Save Rock and Roll song, I hate the whole album more.
We've only gotten 3.
I know. I already hated it so much, and then we got like one of the good ones apparently with the Phoenix, and then we have 2 fucking stinkers.
That song is awesome.
Like
live, especially.
I hate the Phoenix. I hate the other 2 that we've covered, and like if the Phoenix is a highlight on that record, it's only gonna go downhill from here. I despise that fucking record.
I think my problem with this record is there's so many off versions of Save Rock and Roll songs on this. Like I would say Novocaine is like the Phoenix, but not very good.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then I'd say that like Twin Skeletons is almost like Rat-a-Tat, but not as good.
See,
and like,
I get that one too, but I like Twin Skeletons honestly more. Like I really love that song.
I think it's okay.
I think there's more they could have done with it. That's my only critique of it.
Yeah.
I love that song.
This record, I think American Beauty, American Psycho is a better record than Save Rock and Roll. I hate both, but I think American Beauty is it's also better than Mania in my opinion. So my bottom 3 is this one, Mania,
which is fair. Those are usually the bottom 3, like in that order.
But I like this one the most of those 3 because it's the least sonically like sandpaper.
Yeah.
And the prevailing emotion I usually feel when I'm listening to this record, which thankfully is not often, is not really hatred. It's just kind of like ambivalence.
It's
for
bland.
The most
you can't
part.
really find anything to say about it. Yeah.
Can we get into the mixing of the bottom 3?
Yeah.
Because
who mixed this record?
Oh,
it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Hang on, I'll scroll up real quick and we'll see. Jake Sinclair mixed this.
Okay. What else did he do? I think we've talked about him.
We've talked about him before, and I'm surprised he hasn't like sicked a hitman on us because of. We just went through his Genius one day and we were like, dog shit, fuck you,
I remember
hate
that.
you.
Isn't this the guy that like we called a domestic terrorist for
for
his music work?
I did, yeah. I did compare him to Ted Kaczynski.
Yeah. Yeah, no, switch you feel
as a person, Jake, you're probably fine. We just don't like your work very much.
I want to bring this up. Save Rock and Roll, the production is too much in the raw indie direction for it to for the electronics and the modern pop production that it brings in,
especially in 2013.
Yes. It's trying to lean into the rawness, quote unquote,
while still being too glossy.
Yeah. And it ends up sounding bad because of that. This record leans into the glossiness and tries to still mix real drums and rock guitars into it. And that's why the mix on this sucks. Mania says fuck all of that. And Mania just goes straight right down the line. What's the glossiest we can be?
Right. While also still being weird. It tries to be weird.
Mania is so strange because like I don't know who is playing on at any given time, and it feels almost like it's just Patrick sometimes.
Yeah.
Which is, in my opinion, a little more interesting to listen to than this.
Yeah.
The production on this, with the glossiness and trying to jam guitars into the mid-range, into the high range, because there's too much fucking 808s in the low end to have a real bass, which I'm sure there's some on this record.
Yeah.
Real,
and it's like, even
there's
if
some
there isn't, they
on
play
this
it
song.
live. So it's,
this song has real bass on it.
No, yes, that's the thing is like, this is
the
one of the
bass
songs
part in the world, and that's saying something for Fall Out Boy.
Yeah.
This is literally just those three notes in the like
in the chorus. Yeah.
Dim, 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 yeah.
Din, 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 din. Yeah.
Did you show? I don't think I showed Dawson my notes. For this.
Well, hang on.
Continue.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
I think that this song is particularly hard to listen to because the mid-range of not mid-range as in like an EQ EQ is what I just said.
EQ. Bless
the
you.
like thank you. Gesundheit. The way that they're trying to find a middle ground between the glossy and the rock, but leaning towards the glossy.
Yeah.
It's really, really
right.
I the way this record sounds makes the songs that I already don't like worse.
That's fair, and they're different enough. Am I still coming through?
Yeah. You're good. Your waveform's just very, very small.
I keep messing with this, so that's why I'm like, I want to make
well,
sure.
Then stop messing with it.
I don't mean to. I agree with you though, because especially the guitar part in the chorus here, it's like I hear it when I'm thinking, like even thinking about it right now, recalling it from memory. It comes back as like a texture, but like it almost takes. And it's not. It's fun. It's ironic because pop mixing is usually supposed to do the opposite of this. But the way it all fits in together, like into the picture, kind of takes my attention off of the vocals a little bit. And it's not even because the guitar is so prevalent. It's the way it's mixed. You know what I mean? No. It's trying to do with the whistles and with Patrick and the harmonies and that really like big Bastille sounding snare that's in there. You know what I mean? Like it's that's the thing is the components and ingredients themselves are not sinful to me. It's the fact that like when you put it all together, again, to me, I'd say the most egregious thing about this song is that it is like at worst it's boring, but it's not like offensive. It's just like it's because it's like you took a bunch of really good ingredients for like a good like ramen bowl or something. You forgot to add any of the flavor when you were mixing it. Like that's kind of. But that's the thing is I don't reach for this song. But in the context of this record, which I do like to listen to this record front to back when I do, and I think part of it was I was kind of exposed to it because, and I'm gonna be very clear when I say this.
This record was fucking everywhere, dog.
Well, yeah, not just that. Like, let me be very clear when I say this. Kelsey likes really good music. Like her favorite band is The National. So like my wife is here like in spirit because like
she's not dead.
She's not dead. I hope not. Anyway, she loves Fall Out Boy. She loves all of their records. She also very much likes Save Rock and Roll and American Beauty. And these came out. And this thing is her taste in music. Like she likes good shit only, almost pretty much. Like in the entire time I've known her,
we believe you. We believe you. You
but
don't have to make clarifying.
Your wife has good music taste,
and not only that, it doesn't really her taste with certain things doesn't really affect mine because I've told her when I'm like I'm just not into this and vice versa. But I've had to listen to this record a lot, especially when we were dating. Like we're around the time Save Rock and Roll and this record came out, we listened to it a lot in her car. And I remember that was where I was like,
so you have Stockholm syndrome,
possibly. I was gonna make that same joke. The thing that like with these records is at the time I was very cynical about them, and usually when I'm cynical about something that I think is bad, if it's like bad, it doesn't. And again, it's all subjective. But if it's bad, it doesn't grow on me. I typically don't get Stockholm syndrome like type growing on me unless it's like, oh, this is actually pretty good, I'm just looking at it this way, and then when I don't think about it. But that also says something about
there's a large amount of 5 Seconds of Summer songs I like.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like it's like there's like
a couple where I just heard them so many times. Well, it's like fuck.
Well, it's like it was. I was the same way with like. I know y'all talked about Nickelback at one point, but like, and I texted you after I listened to that episode where I was like, you forgot one record. They have like a 3-record run of like absolute heaters, but then there's like, they have a lot of duds. And I think this record, the more I listened to it as a record, as a cohesive experience, I was like, man, they really shot for a lot of variety on this, and then it didn't always stick the landing. But at worst, this record ever, at any point, at worst, it was ever like a 6 or a 10, except Irresistible. Not really super into that one.
The forgotten football song, as we
yeah,
refer
exactly.
to it.
I'm not super into Immortals either, but I enjoy what it is. Like in the context
the
of
Big
the
Hero
record.
6 credit song.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like it's the whole record. I think it is a good record, and it's a fun time, but it's not anything I reach for. This song, in the context of the record, is very much a breath of fresh air. I like it, especially when I'm driving, especially when it's summertime. Awesome record to put on. When it gets to this song, I do turn it up. Because it's, again, you got to remember, it's between Centuries and Uma Thurman. Mm-hmm. So it's like, or Uma Thurman, yeah. Like it's.
Here's what I think.
Yeah.
You're not going to convince me that this is good.
I don't need, yeah.
I know you, and I know you don't care.
Yeah.
I think that this is the proper misstep. At least for me.
I agree.
Proper misstep is what I would refer to it as.
That's fair.
I agree with that. What do you mean by that?
In the same way as, like, and this is a horrible example, but to people who are stupid, it's probably a good example.
I'm a fucking dumbass, so rip it.
It's a correct misstep in the same way that Ammo by Bring Me the Horizon is.
Mm-hmm. I haven't listened to that, so.
Amazing.
Carson
and I were just talking about it yesterday.
I honestly think you would love it.
It's an amazing record.
It's so fucking good.
I fucking love that record.
I think it's their best. Mm-hmm. I used to think that Mother Tongue was a weak cut that didn't belong on there. Mm-hmm. Now I think that song's incredible.
Rips, right?
Now I think that song is perfect. Mm-hmm. That song's amazing. Mm-hmm. There's also a Grimes feature on that record, and it rocks.
Yeah. That song is incredible.
So
not
good.
The crossover I expected.
That song is amazing.
Amazing.
It was 2019 too. It's very ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Very ahead of its time.
Pre Elon Grimes feature.
Good Grimes.
No,
they were dating by then.
I think they already had their kid by then. I'm not sure.
By 2019?
Definitely.
Yeah.
No,
I don't know if the "This Isn't Your Spirit" or whatever tweet had happened yet, but like you know what I'm talking about.
No, that's all early 2020s.
Yeah, that was like like what we were entertained by while we were all shut in. Yeah, and
I think their kid was 2021, if not 2020 also. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Proper misstep.
That record, and I love all of Bring Me stuff. So like, do not think that I'm saying that like. But like to some people, Ammo is their worst, and then they won all those people back when they went quote unquote heavy again. Ammo's actually a very heavy record if you listen to it. Yeah. The production on it is
there's
massive.
a song about that too, about about the self-awareness. They knew people were not gonna like it because it wasn't like anymore.
No. I mean, but the production on that record is heavy still.
Yeah, the mix is incredible, and it's
and so that's what I would call it. Is like, to me, like Ian likes this record.
I do.
Ian likes Ian likes American Beauty, American Psycho.
It is one of my least favorites, but I do like it. Yeah.
Yes, I see it as sort of this. I don't know, sore thumb in their maybe a redheaded stepchild.
Yeah,
one of those analogies. Pick one.
Yeah.
I see it as that in their discography, and it's a stepping stone to get back to what I like.
Right.
This record had to happen for So Much for Stardust to happen.
Yeah,
I think
very
they
much
learned.
so.
I think they learned so much from making this record. 2 of the songs were for movies, right?
Immortals was for Big Hero 6, and
there was another one though. There's 2.
Well, Centuries was used in a couple.
I mean, Centuries was used in some stuff.
I thought Centuries was also for a movie.
I don't know if it was for a movie. It might have been used. In one. But
yeah, I don't know.
I know Immortals was specifically for the
Big Hero
credits.
6. I think that they needed this record to show them how to figure out the balance in both production and songwriting of how to still be catchy and still be interesting.
Yeah.
That is one of my big critiques about this record. Mania, not catchy, super interesting. This record, catchy, not interesting at all.
Yeah.
Not interesting at all.
Argue that the opening track, the title track of this, is the most interesting song on the record. You know what I mean?
Irresistible?
I would say.
No, I'm saying American. Well, I'm saying my bad. Just the title track. Just the title.
No, yeah, and that's why I like it is because like the hook like is honestly kind of ass.
Yeah.
It's she's an American beauty, I'm an American psycho.
Right. But what they do with the melody, the production, the execution, the way it's composed, everything about the arrangement.
Yeah, no.
It's arguably
I love it.
And that's not saying much with this record, but it's arguably the most interesting. So if that's your most interesting song, then it's again, what I'm saying about this song could apply to the whole record. At worst, it's boring and inoffensive. At best, it's trying new things and doing and executing it maybe only a few times.
At worst, this album is fucking horrible. Because Uma Thurman is like.
I like that song.
I think Uma Thurman might be the most interesting song in this record because it does so much fucking bewildering shit.
I might agree with you on that.
Like sampling the fucking monsters and
the whole song's about
being Uma Thurman in Pulp Fiction.
It's so awesome. It's love that song.
I hate it so much. The same reasons that you like it, which is interesting.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I like when bands do stuff like that, and it's even better when it gets stuck in my head. It's genuinely if I cannot get it, God damn it, I didn't want to lead to that. I almost went with the fun. I'm not gonna do it. Forgive the turn of phrase. I legitimately can't get it out of my head. It's such an interesting and catchy song, and then you see it live and it fucking rips. It's so good, and it's just the premise is so ridiculous.
I'll give Uma Thurman that. It seems like it would be better.
Yeah.
Well, this podcast isn't about Uma Thurman.
That's true.
I'm gonna switch gears. I'm gonna say. We would not have Heaven, Iowa without this song.
I agree. I totally agree. I think what you said about Mania being, it's not catchy at all, but
strap
it's
in everybody another 10 minutes.
No, seriously, what you're saying about Mania, it's that they needed to lean into you could almost say the worst aspects of this record and of Save Rock and Roll to make Mania, and then it was that was the exorcism for them to create So Much for Stardust in my mind, and to go back to Neil.
And and just to bring up Ammo again, I feel like Ammo is Ammo is doing what all three of the bottom three Fall Out Boy records wanted to do. In a very big way too. The balance between electronic drums and live drums on Ammo, insane. Yeah. I don't even know how they pulled most of that.
And
off.
You don't even think about it until you're.
No.
One, you don't even think about it.
It doesn't bother you either.
Unless you're like us and you pay attention to production, a lot of stuff like that. You don't think about it that much. And then even when you are just listening, even if you are that kind of person who pays attention to that kind of stuff, the songs are so good that you're just paying attention to the cohesive whole. Better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's this is not really succeeding at that. Can we talk about the lyrics, by the way?
Let's move on to the lyrics.
Yeah, because we've talked a lot about the song in general, how we feel about it.
Yeah, we're an hour in. Yeah, we should probably get to lyrics.
The thing with this song's lyrics is that I have not internalized any of them.
Okay.
Because all the times that I listened to this song, I was I felt my eyes rolling into the back of my head as I fucking turned into a brick wall.
Yeah.
Are we even gonna get to the Azalea Banks?
We have to.
We have to. Holy
shit! I'm
so
stoked because that is where I will agree with y'all. Until
the
Jack Rankin comes
run
home.
Through the lyrics where Pete Wentz in 2007.
Okay. Now this again, I'm gonna preface this with there are some goofy ass lyrics in this fucking.
There's
song.
some goofy ones, and also, so I'm gonna bring up the first lyric that I that stood out to me. Fall to your knees, bring on the rapture. I don't think you should say that in a song that sounds so much like a worship song because it calls attention to it.
Yeah,
it calls attention to how much this could be a fucking CCM progression.
Dude, the more I'm looking at these lyrics, I think I'm I think my brain is like trying to fold in on itself and self-destruct.
Yeah.
Like, I hate looking at these.
So the opening line, "Stuck in the jet wash, a bad trip I couldn't get off." I understand what he's saying, because a lot of this song is a retrospective about their career pre-hiatus, and it's a lot of the same stuff they normally talk about.
Yeah.
And I get what he's saying here. I think saying "stuck in the jet wash" is a really goofy way to open it with this whole thing. Yep. Maybe I bit off a bit more than I could chew. It's pretty on the nose. "Overhead of the Aqua Blue." "Fall to Your Knees." Second time they've done that, because first time was "From Now On We're Enemies." "Bring On the Rapture." "Blessed Be."
But no one knows that song but me. So.
And me.
Yeah.
And I got to see it live, so I'm sorry. I had to
every single time.
I know, every time.
Better use of the lyric "Fall to Your Knees."
Yeah.
Fucking.
The Christmas song?
No.
The song I wrote when I was 21?
No.
Okay.
Definitely not that.
Stall Me by Panic at the Disco.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah,
Opens
that's
with that
good.
line.
I agree. No,
Better
this
song.
Line,
I wish I was listening to that
I wasn't
song.
insulting the song you wrote when you were 21.
Okay.
Me neither.
That's one actually, no one actually knows. It's on Bandcamp, and it's going to stay there. This is... So, "Fall to Your Knees, Bring On the Rapture," not a great line, but the immediate next line I think is really cool. "Blessed be the boys time can't capture." So that leans into the thing he says later about as the crooked smile fades, former heroes who quit too late, who just want to fill up the trophy case again. That is super sick, because it's almost basically him saying, like, him alluding to people who die young kind of being bands that break up, like, while they're still like at their peak, which is essentially what they did.
It's exactly what they did.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
He's saying basically, like, so "Fall to Your Knees, Bring On the Rapture," I very much read that as him saying, like, the whole, like, okay, take some of us, don't take all of us kind of thing, because it did leave the rest of us behind kind of thing. And then him saying, "Blessed be the voice time can't capture." He's basically saying we're giving up the whole, we could have just stayed gone and people loved us and grew to love us more the more we were gone. But instead we're, like, choosing to come back, probably to our detriment. We're coming back and making something that we want to make, and trying, essentially doing everything they're doing and taking hate for it,
and filling up the trophy case,
Exactly.
meaning getting hits again.
He's clearly, like, saying it from a point of anxiety, because he's saying, as the crooked smile phase, former heroes who quit too late, because he's looking at it very cynically, because he has his own bands that, like, or his own people he looks up to who have done this, who just want to fill the trophy case again, and then the chorus is the very resigned, and in the end I do it all again, I think you're my best friend, the kids aren't all right again, which I think is I did not think they needed to assign that identity of that phrase to this song. I think that's the most out of place thing about it, is what the chorus revolves around.
I think that that's the thing, is, like, all these lyrics are good. Mm-hmm. They're a little too wordy.
Yeah.
I will say, you make this a piano ballad.
I agree.
I'm focused on the lyrics. It's not too wordy anymore.
Yeah.
However, you put a kick drum on every fucking quarter note, you put some whistling behind it, and I'm not fucking paying attention to how good the lyrics are.
What I also love is
the worst line in this song is "the kids aren't all right."
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Which I don't understand why they. Again, it's
I don't know why it's there.
It's playing off. Not only that, they named the song that, which is the name of the Offspring song that was already a play on The Who song. This was my notes of it. Also, here you can have this. These were just because the 4-chord progression is
the notes that Ian said is just the chorus to "I Got a Feeling" by the Black Eyed Peas.
That's crazy.
I put "woohoo" in parentheses because that is a lyric in the song.
Yeah,
and because that's the thing is, I did do that as a bit, but I'm also making a point with that. Playing off of what you just said about, like, it is too wordy. It's sad to say this, but I got a feeling, woohoo, that tonight's going to be a good night, that tonight's going to be a good night, that tonight's going to be a good night, works better over this exact same chord progression and movement
100%
than this chorus does. Oh yeah, and that
better
record, The Energy Never Dies, fucking rules. But,
see,
like,
I'm like,
it's kind of sad that works better than this. You know what I mean?
I'm sitting here feeling like I'm in fucking Bizarro World, because I don't like any of this. I don't like any of these lyrics. I think that this kind of idea,
maul the world like a carnival bear set free.
That's the funniest one. See,
that's funny, but, like, in this context of, like, this fucking, like, serious ass song, I don't think it works. And also, I feel like the band has done ideas like this before.
Agreed,
of like
and they've done it better.
reflecting.
They've done it better.
They've done it before, and they've done it better. It's like, why read these lyrics when I could read any of the lyrics on
I
Foley?
think it's largely,
Yeah,
I
this
think it's
feels
largely
like
that they wrote this song at this era because they were probably feeling this while making this. Especially think of where,
definitely.
Think
This
of where
song-
Pete was in 2014.
But it's
know what I
just
mean?
it's just like an interesting experience to listen to this band where like they've written songs about fame and stuff like that when they didn't even have it.
Yeah.
Like on Corktree where like they weren't even big like that, and they were writing like they
They
were.
were headlining,
and then they're
the bands,
writing
yeah.
from the perspective of being big like that, and it's less interesting.
Well, I think that's the thing, though, is that they're kind of like looking at it from a pseudo cynical, but also they don't want to be kind of thing because like on the second verse that I pulled up, it's I'm not passive but aggressive. Take note, it's not impressive. Also, these are kind of that's where it gets more lukewarm, and obviously the thing about the bear, I think is annoying. Like because it's like it's funny, but it's also like, that shouldn't
insane.
be here. But the very next line I think is a good, and if any of us wrote it or put it in a song, I think it would be good at the exact same level. It's the him addressing like their fan base saying, "And your love is anemic, and I can't believe that you couldn't see it coming from me." Basically saying like, you know, like him looking at like their fan base as cynically as he possibly can of them like hating what they're making and saying like like not essentially calling them fair weather fans but being like saying like you know you clearly don't like understand what we're doing, or you don't like you choose not to love it for what it is, and it's just him. It's speaking from his feelings. I don't think he's right for necessarily saying but then him saying I specifically him saying like I can't believe you couldn't see it coming for me. I think is arguably one of the better lines on this record because it's him basically saying like did you know like why couldn't we be the type of group or the type of artist to do something like this, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like what was the rule about us not coming back? And again, better ways that they could have said it and better songs that say the same thing. I didn't mean to interrupt you, by the way. You were about to say something.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
I think that's fine. Again, maybe they haven't said something like that specifically before.
Yeah.
There's got to be a way less clunkier way to say it than this. And
Sure.
again, I think a lot of that is the instrumental not doing it for me.
Sure. Because like I'm saying, if you single out individual lines, they're not clunky on their own, but interspersed with if you have again back to back, and it's our time now if you want it to be maul the world like a carnival bear set free, immediately followed by and your love is anemic and I can't believe that you couldn't see it coming from me. It's one line is really goofy, one's really good. It feels like stream of consciousness unedited. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's what a lot of it. And this record, when it's not the biggest hits, that's what it feels like.
I would call this record stream of consciousness unedited. Yeah,
I'm gonna use that actually really like. But no, this feels like it came straight from Pete Wentz's notes app. You know what I mean? Like that's actually what it feels like, and for better or for worse. I'm not saying that that's what makes it good necessarily. I do think that it's like it. I don't understand the pre-chorus starting with the maybe there's something I'm missing because I like to think I'm pretty good at like assessing what these mean. But the pre-chorus start, you know, you're right there. The where he says, and I still feel the rush in my veins, like clearly basically saying like there's an aspect of like it's like what he says about staying thirsty, where they still want to make good stuff. They're not just resting on their laurels. Like they want to actually do something. But that's immediately followed up with it twists my head just a bit to think all those people in those old photographs have seen her dead. Like the immediate switch to the whole like observation of like laugh tracks being all dead people. I don't really understand the reasoning of that
George Carlin thing.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's like
do you ever watch extras in old movies and think about how they're all dead?
I feel like there's something really obvious I'm missing about it, but maybe I'm not. Maybe it was just stream of consciousness and he did just put it and said
so the only thing that I can think of is like the former versions of themselves in old photographs that like fans would share or talk about.
Yeah.
That version of them being dead.
Yeah.
That's the closest I can get.
Like how 2 Chainz killed them in the video.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
it's the whole like symbolism of that. Go ahead. Sorry, Dawson.
I'm raising my hand in real life.
You got to do that with him, man.
You know, I think it's funny that my comment about this band doing this subject matter better previously also works afterwards, because that line, I feel like was done better in the Kintsugi Kid.
Yeah.
With
Yes,
It Breaks Your
yes.
Heart
I
that
agree.
4 of the Ramones are dead.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah, which we didn't.
we
like
didn't get
until
it
we
first,
did the
and then
episode,
and then
I was
Tom
now
was
I
like,
love
"Hey,
that
this shit is
lyric.
based,"
Yeah.
and
That-
we were like,
yeah,
"Oh, it
it's
is."
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh wait, it's good.
Wait,
It's
that line's
actually
goated,
amazing.
actually.
Yeah. Wait, he's goaded.
Wait, he's goated. Yeah, oh my,
Wait,
like-
the Ramones are dead.
This song makes me feel like Mikey Way's talented. All right.
Holy
this
shit.
song makes my
You should
fucking
tell him
head
you
hurt.
You should tell him whenever y'all finally like tour with them or play a festival with them. Y'all should.
With Mike him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You should tell Mikey Way that.
Hey, Fall Out Boy song made me think maybe you're not so bad at bass after all. Maybe you do deserve a signature bass, you fucking idiot.
Listen,
That's what I'm gonna say to
Yeah.
Mikey fucking Way.
There's nothing else we really need to like. The bridge is silly. Say, let your dirty sadness fill me up with just like a balloon. Just like a balloon kills me. That's like the
I think-
Just
stupidest.
like a balloon.
I
like,
think it's funny.
There's
that-
nothing else to say about the
Not
lyrics in
kind
this
of
record.
like a balloon.
I think it's funny
Just
that
like a balloon.
just like a balloon. If you're thinking of anything else, it's not that. It's a fucking balloon.
It is dead on.
I want to touch on the artist annotation for that bridge.
Mhm.
Please.
Because there's a lot of artist annotations on that song for some reason.
Mhm.
I think the funniest one
It's
is,
newer and it was a single. That's why.
I guess.
I would also like to point out, I don't think I've heard this song since it came out.
Have you not listened to it on before
I
this
think I
episode?
skipped it when I was listening to the record because I remember it
No, I'm
just
saying in
being like,
preparation for this episode, you didn't listen to it at all.
no, I listened to it today.
Oh,
yeah,
gotcha.
yeah, no. Like I'm saying until
Like out in
a
the
few
wild.
Yeah, you
hours
had it.
ago.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, no.
But
And it was a single, which is very perplexing. I
didn't know it was a
I don't think
single.
it did too well.
No, it doesn't have its own. I didn't even realize it was a single either, honestly. Because
Yeah.
again, I'm mostly used to listening to this record in the context of the record, unless I hear
The
like,
singles
Football Game of the
were
Century,
the singles were
Uma
Centuries,
Thurman, and then
American Beauty, American Psycho.
oh, that was a single too. That's the thing is that one and this one don't have their own what's it called? Canvas on Spotify, like with like a music video or anything.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's just the artwork.
I think this came out as a visualizer. That's why this was like a visualizer.
But it was like a
single.
single ahead
It
of the
was a
record.
single.
I see. I don't
yes.
remember that
Yeah.
at all. Again, I was not keen on this record, teased or on the way up to it. Like the most positive thing I can say about any of the post hiatus stuff, what my initial first impression was, I liked off the rip what my songs Know What You Did in the Dark. Like I liked off the rip what it did because it did something different. I was expecting them to come back and sound exactly like Fall Out Boy, and then they didn't. I was actually kind of like, okay, that's kind of cool. But other than that, I wasn't. Pretty much everything was downhill from there until I listened to the records more and more. So I don't remember really
Until
the
you
rollout.
got Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, until I was in my girlfriend now wife's car.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
but this artist annotation, awesome. Good job.
Thanks.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't. Mean yeah.
You're good. I kind of want to go over the Genius annotation first. So the whole line is sometimes I just want to sit around and gaze at my shoes, and let your dirty sadness fill me up just like a balloon. Now here, which dirty sadness filling me up,
Dirty sadness is crazy.
that doesn't. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I
The
hate
Genius
it when I get filled
annotation.
by dirty sadness, man.
Don't you hate it when that happens?
Yeah.
The Genius annotation
My
is
girlfriend cream pies me.
looking down at your feet / shoes is common body language when you're feeling sad or guilty, here caused by his lover's attitude. Feeling sorry for yourself is easier and sometimes more immediately satisfying in a way than working towards changing the situation. This weird sense of satisfaction may be why he uses a simile to compare himself to a balloon, despite its happy / lifting connotations that are contradictory to his sad / low feelings. And whoever was on the Fall Out Boy Genius account that day decided to just post a picture of a pedal board,
Like
indicating
That's-
that this is just a shoegaze reference.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
I will
so
say
awesome.
that's really
And
I
there's
actually do like this song now.
there's a
I do have
comment.
a thought
There's a
about it,
comment
but
from
yeah.
7 years ago by Music Genius 113 that says, "Can somebody please explain the technology on the floor in this picture? I'm confused."
hope
Technology on the floor.
I hope that's just a 5D like fucking comment. Because if that's sincere, that is even funnier. Holy God!
If
Music
that's-
Genius 111.
113.
Music Genius 113.
Can someone please explain the technology on the floor?
Just, even if there was no context, just the sentence can please explain the technology on the floor.
What is that?
Fuck.
Somebody
Holy
help.
shit!
I've never seen this before.
I'm gonna fucking.
That's like a whole new way to say what are those? Just about someone's shoes.
Can someone please explain the technology on the floor?
Damn, Daniel, back at it with the white technology on the floor.
I got my new Air Max technologies, guys. Holy fuck. Thank you, Music
God damn.
Genius
113.
113. Holy fuck. I will say this. The only thing I can extrapolate from that bridge, and I kind of get what he's saying with this, if this is what he's saying. The shoegaze, God damn it. Oh, my diaphragm hurts so bad.
Oh, God.
I can
Fra.
I can only focus on my hands right now. Like I can't think about anything else other
Me,
than
but I can only focus on my hands. All right. I was gonna say, in regards to the shoegazing thing, I feel like the commentary he could be making, and if this is what he's saying, I agree because I feel this, is like him saying, okay, if you'd rather, I could just be in one of those, like, we could just be one of those boring bands that's just, we just make guitar music and we're sad and we just like look at the ground and then we're just, it's always depressing, it's always like melodramatic, it's always one-dimensionally sad or
Sure.
melancholy. It's if you'd prefer that, then fine, we'll do that too. It's kind of like what I think it like, and to that end, I kind of get that because that is kind of how I feel about a lot of music, that is just very tokenly like angsty for the sake of being that, more so than genuinely like really sorting through any sort of emotional
Sure.
lyrical topic.
Just because it's the thing that you're supposed to do.
Yeah, exactly. It's like almost because it's guitar music, so it calls for this kind of thing.
Yeah.
That bores me.
Yeah.
So I think that is what he could be saying. I just think the film Dirty Sad is like a balloon, just kind of takes away from it.
Yeah.
it really,
it
really undercuts everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't even extrapolate that meaning until I thought about it with us talking because of how goofy the line is. So it
Yeah.
undermines the entire thing.
The unfortunate cream pie line. Anyway,
Dirty cream pie.
if we don't have anything else to say about this song,
What does the Reddit have to say about it?
I don't give a shit.
We don't check Reddit anymore because there's toxic positivity on there.
I looked,
Nobody dislikes anything on the Reddit.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
But
So they're like the real version of what everyone jokes about me being.
I
Yes.
guess,
Yeah, it's like
big time. Like no objectivity at all.
Yeah.
If someone's like, I don't really like that song, they're like,
they get downvoted.
they're like, are you a real fan? Like,
What do you
I
mean
thought
you
we-
don't like every Fall Out Boy song?
it's psychopathic.
true. Like I think it's so funny that like the truest Fall Out Boy fans, I think actually like, it's like with Weezer or Foo Fighters, like it's like they're already this band. So it's like you just have to accept that a lot of their music is either just lukewarm at best or dog shit at worst.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
so. On that note, I had not heard this until I got here.
First of all, we have to rate this song before we can
gotcha.
move on to the next one.
Okay.
Who
Let's
wants
start
to
with
go-
Dawson.
Oh
Let's-
God. See, I've been over here.
Dawson.
I've been over here stewing on my rating for this song because like
Dawson
the more
ranking.
Dawson ranking is another guy. Yeah.
Dawson ranking.
the more we talk about this song, the more I hate it.
Damn.
Because my prevailing like I was saying earlier, my prevailing emotion when listening to this song is similar to the one that I feel when listening to this record, in that it's mostly ambivalence, but that's because it's not engaging me to think about it any more than just this song is on and I'm listening to it. But now that I'm actually having to engage with it and like think about it for more than the length of the song, I think I really hate this song. I think this song is like dog shit terrible, and I don't like it at all.
Yeah.
And I'm between a 2 and a 3 right now.
Okay.
And I don't. And
That's
I have to.
low,
I have
dude.
to pick one. Well, the thing is, like, if I turn on a song and I can hear it in like a car commercial, immediately drops it down by like 2 points for me.
Really?
Because like like that's why I hate. I mean, a lot of people do, but I hate Imagine Dragons so much because like that's.
So I should
that's the
stop
type
sending
of
you Jeremy Renner songs?
Well, listen, Jeremy Renner is a modern poet.
Of course, yeah.
He's like Bob Dylan come back to life if Bob Dylan was dead.
Sure, yeah.
Welcome
I mean,
back,
you love
Bob Dylan.
you love hearing all of Jeremy Renner's songs.
I
about
love Jeremy
rising
Renner.
and falling.
I love Jeremy Renner so much, but barring Jeremy Renner, if I can hear it in a car commercial, I want to rip my fucking head off. Like, there's just a specific feeling that these kind of songs conjure within me because of like how corporate they feel and like how empty they feel despite
it's like department
aspiration.
store songs.
Department store, like some shit you would hear in Target for no reason.
Right, yeah.
Like, it's trying to be big, but it doesn't hit that for whatever reason. And it's like there's an emptiness to it. And like the greatest sin a song can be is boring.
Agreed.
And this song, I don't know if it manages boring because it kind of like, in the moment, it doesn't encourage any thought in me. But when I think about it, it makes my fucking head hurt because I don't know how to say it other than I want to like punch something when I think about this song. And I can't really explain why other than just like the sum of all of its parts combined to make this just void that I can't grab anything from because it's either been done better somewhere else by this band, like, or it just, there's not really a feasible path to like make it better.
That's fair. I get that.
So that's why my score is so low. I think I'm gonna go 2.
Okay.
I can't stand this thing.
Yeah.
I hope I never hear it
I'm
again.
glad you're honest and like digging into the reasoning why. You're not just digging your heels. I appreciate that about your taste.
Thanks.
I'm gonna, you go next.
I want to split it into 2. Both the song itself and in context.
Make it quick. We have a whole other song to get to.
Well, not really that much of a song.
As a song on its own, 5 out of 10.
Okay.
It's like it's fine, and I do think it could you could even call it good. I think in context of the record, it's like a solid 6 out of 10 because it breaks up the flow of the record so well. It is nice to have on.
Interesting.
For the reasoning you said about it, about like when you don't engage with it, I also very much for a long time felt similarly about a lot of music. Now it's like, if it's like somewhat good, and if it like actually does take my attention off of it, I've learned that there's a lot of music I like that, which is not typically how I usually engage with music at a very cellular level. And so with this one, I was like, okay, I can dig this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I enjoyed it when it came on, and I took note of it when it came on the first time. Like, I listened to it because it was so different. And I also, it was one of the ones I didn't like very much at first. And I kind of grew to like it. So yeah, 5 out of 10 as a song, it's fine. 6 out of 10 in context of the record. It's like, it's one of the songs I enjoy on the record. That's about all I can say about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm between a 4 and a 5. I think because I don't really want to hear this again and probably won't ever put it on willingly, I'm going to give it a 4.
Yeah, that's fair. I think anything you don't reach for constitutes at least a solid 5 or lower.
Yeah.
Like, so
Let me ask you a question. Do you like Azalea Banks?
Let's get into it. Let's just get into it. Not particularly. No.
Okay.
Yeah, and not for any reason other than just I have never truly spent a ton of time with Azalea Banks' music. So
I like.
Ian, could you wiggle your cable a little bit?
Yeah, is it not?
Yeah, it wasn't coming through.
Oh,
for
it wasn't?
a second.
Okay. Uh-oh.
No, it's been coming through. It's okay.
Okay.
But it actually wasn't that time. Like I was looking at it.
Hello.
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 Yeah, Azalea Banks. Whether it was Fall Out Boy or the record label thought to put Azalea Banks on this song. And for those who haven't heard it before and don't really feel inclined to, it is just this song, but they take out the bass track and replace it with an 808, and they replace all of the drums with like a trap instrumental drums. And Azalea's verse is like immediately at the beginning of the song, and then it's just the rest of the vocal track
over trap
this
hats
worse
and 808s.
instrumental.
It quite literally feels like I haven't heard any of these remixes at all until y'all started doing this for this record. I hadn't heard this until I got here today, and I heard it. I was like, it literally feels like you gave this to a kid who like was like, I'm gonna make beats. You know, he was like 14 and just got Logic, and
We'll send
like
you that.
literally.
You're 14. You just got FL.
Yeah.
We'll send you the stems.
Remix
to
is
Fall
Fall
Out
Out Boy
song.
song.
It feels like Baby's first remix because it's the weirdest use of a feature I've ever heard, and it's just the song but over trap hats and 808s.
Yeah, it's
after Azalea Banks.
It's so like inessential that like
it's bad too.
Yeah,
actually bad.
It's really long too.
It's
5
so
minutes.
goddamn long. Like you thought that this fucking song was long. Just listen to the remix. It is almost a minute longer.
Can we get into these lyrics for a second?
Sure,
her one verse.
Yeah, I got it.
Coming
I'll
from keep in mind this is Azalea Banks talking.
Okay, break down. Let me tell you how I get it up. Run the town with my number one. Together we dance. Numbers in pursuit.
That says
Together
deuce.
we deuce.
Together we the deuce.
Together we deuce.
Together we
shit
the
together.
deuce.
Me and my baby girl shit together.
Me and my baby girl, we shitting. Numbers in
shitting.
pursuit for the loot.
Pop the molly, I'm shitting.
Deuce.
The Molly, I'm shitting.
Deuce. His best friend was Banks. Now we cashing out at Drew's. What is Drew's?
Drew Port of Latin.
Best friend was Azalea Banks. Now friendship ended with Azalea Banks. My best friend is now Drew
That was
Portalatin.
the thing I wanted to bring up off pod because I all talked about him because he mixed your record, but you actually played a show with him, whether you realize it or not. Big Gig 1, I booked Intervention. Yeah, you've met him before. I thought that was really funny. Go on. Anyway, we cashed out at Drew's.
I'm an asshole.
I thought that was really
Damn.
No, it's fine.
Oopie.
There were a lot of people that day. It was 2019.
On away from my new thing. New thing.
Oh yeah!
Oh
hooray!
yeah! Hooray!
Yippee!
Wahoo! I hope she got paid a lot of money for this.
Yippee!
When I'm calling out to you, when I'm falling out the coop.
Wait, when I'm falling out the
I'm taking a tumble at the coop.
Holy fuck, this car only has 2 doors.
I'm going 90 on the freeway and I just realized we don't have any doors. Oh no! I'm fucking tumbling out the coop.
I'm tumbling out the coop.
I'm falling out the coop.
Ivan, catch me. Her best friend's name is Ivan. Ivan, catch me. I'm falling out
I'm
the coop.
absolutely tumbling out of this coop right now.
Oh man!
Her best friend's name is Ivan.
Remember that part in 100? Remember that part?
In Hunger Games?
No, in Christopher Robin when Piglet gets poo from falling out the coop.
Oh my god. When I'm falling out the coop, hold me
me
down like a crown. You a king, it's supreme on the soup. I'm a come clean, I'm addicted to you. This kitty get chills when you rolling up. Rolling down the highway in new. Let me tell truth, I like me some you. And if you all right with me, then a bride got a groom. And
This
that's
verse is about
it.
getting married to somebody who stops you from falling out of the car.
And then it says immediately next, verse 2, Patrick Stump.
And then it's just the vocal track.
Yeah, it's the vocal
just
track.
the entire rest of the song.
And it does not fit at all.
Can we just say this? Let's right out of the gate. I truly am largely ignorant intentionally to a lot of her music. This verse is dog shit.
Yeah, this verse is
so
not good.
fucking bad.
See, she sounds like she doesn't sound that bad over this beat.
No,
like
no.
Her delivery itself is not that bad. The lyrics are really bad.
Her delivery is not that bad, and it doesn't sound that bad because you can't tell what she's saying.
Yeah,
like it's. Because I'm sure she's a good rapper. This is bad. Like, this is a terrible verse.
She has a really good song called Heavy Metal and Reflective that I'm going to play for you in the car.
Hell yeah. Okay.
She also has...
Expose me to something good by her, because this is awful.
Yeah. In preparation for this, I listened to 212 for the first time.
Mm-hmm. What'd you think of 212?
I really liked it.
212 is awesome.
Yeah. It's
Do you know 212? Oh, fuck.
It's apparently, like, in her discography, it's one of her better songs. And, like, that song, it's got such a strange fucking manic energy to it. Mm-hmm. And
hell yeah.
It's, like, so vulgar as well. And, like, her delivery and part of it, kind of, like, she sounds like she's a fucking tech YouTuber reviewing a product. Mm-hmm. But it goes so crazy for some reason. Yeah. And the beat is, like... unrelenting and like just fucking.
It's great.
It's a awesome. Great song.
I thought this was gonna be way more vulgar. Just knowing her music, I was like,
because like I listened to that song because I was like, how did they sand her down for this?
And boy, did they!
And they went from
they made her like smooth SpongeBob on.
They made her go from I guess
smooth Yoda.
They made her go from
with her wisdom.
They made her go from, I guess, that cunt getting eaten to this kitty get chills when you roll it up. Both
falling out the coupe is so funny.
And falling out the coupe. I love 90 on the freeway.
His best friend was Banks. Now we cashing out at Drew's.
Port Aladdin, of course.
I'm such an asshole. I'm so sorry, Drew. I'm so.
Oh no, that wasn't. I didn't mean it like that. I was saying it's just funny because like I was like. You said like the thing about his last name. Shout out Drew Portland, by the way. You let me stay at your house twice in Florida.
All right. Well.
Anyway, I think that's all there is to say about this remix.
Yeah.
Can I give it like
negative?
Yeah. Like -5, dog. Like.
Yeah. See, that's the thing about this remix is like it feels like Baby's first remix, and like I had this feeling when I was listening to it in the car on the way up here. I was like, when her verse ended, I was like, oh, she's coming back later because the song is so long.
Yeah. No,
and then
just the song.
The rest of the song plays,
and
it's just the vocal track over a worse instrumental, and I'm like, she's not coming back.
This literally feels like they waited for whoever remixed her part to basically like they were waiting on this person before the record, like before the remix record was done. And then that person just forgot about it and was like, oh, shit. And then they just said this. They're like, here you go.
It was like, oh, damn, I forgot to finish the song. Well, I guess I'll send this in anyway.
Yeah.
It feels completely inessential because the verse is not good. And there's nothing interesting done to the rest of the song. Like, I feel like us getting off rip Jetpack Blues was like the worst thing that could happen for our perception of this remix album because Big Crit did something very interesting.
Like this is like music to get a hip tattoo too.
Like to be fair, Big Crit. Like again, y'all are telling me Azalea Banks has some great music, and I'll take your word for it. I know Big Crit's records. I'm a big fan of his. Like
we love him. We both love him.
Crit Was Here is one of my favorite records of 2010. I bump that shit all of the time.
Such a good album.
I fucking love that record.
And like. But starting out with that one by the guy who tries his hardest at everything he does,
I know.
And then like we get the rest of them. We get fucking OG Mako and this dog shit Azalea Banks verse. Like I don't know if we're ever going to give one of these remix songs a positive score again.
There's no way.
I am going to give it a like solid 1 out of 10, and the only reason it gets a point at all is because I'm actually impressed something this bad exists.
I'm gonna give it.
I mean that.
Yeah.
I'm not even saying that to be like inflammatory. I'm saying like
It's like, how did this happen?
Yeah, exactly. I'm actually like kind of like someone at the label was like, "Fuck it." Like,
This reminds me of the movie Wonder Woman 1984.
Do you know the story of when Carson and I watched that?
No, but I've seen it and it's terrible.
No, I know, but I've still never finished the movie, and this is I want to share this on the pod because it's really funny. You know the scene where what's Pedro Pascal's character? I know the villain's name.
I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
You
It's
know
like,
the villain's name?
Well, it's because he's a Wonder Woman villain, but like,
okay.
yeah, it's like he's an actual one. Like, but like,
oh, okay.
He's a DC villain, but like that's not the point. It doesn't matter. Carson was like, "Have you watched Wonder Woman 1984 yet?" This was like 2020, and I was like, "No, I haven't." So he came over to the loft where Kelsey and I were living, and we took some of Kelsey had made these edibles that were insane. First of all, my wife makes insane like desserts and confectionery anyway, and so she made that, but like with weed. So we got absolutely like destroyed off of like a brownie, and then sat down and watched. And we both passed out on the couches in my loft. But there was a point where after, you know how like you saw it, right?
Yeah.
You remember how like that opening fight scene is just so intentionally trying to be like early 90s, late 80s superhero levels of campy?
Not
you know
at all.
I mean? Okay, it's trying. It's fine. It's
I'll
very
take your word
forgettable.
for it.
I was so, and also mind you, I'm very inexperienced with marijuana in general. That was like my fourth time. No, it was like whatever. One of the earliest times I've been high. I was so just completely not in my right mind watching this, and the levels of campy that it was, that it like burned itself into my brain. That at one point, and Carson is also just so stoned, just like next to me, and I.
The only other time I've ever been that high was when Kyle and I hit a gravity bong, and I thought Death Stranding was the story of my life.
It
was like, I don't want to carry my mom's corpse across America.
It was the most potent like edible I've ever had. And no, that's not true, but that's another story. I looked over at Carson very seriously. Like, I mean, like, very deadpan, but I, like, chuckled, and I said this with so much certainty. I was, like, on the couch, and I turned and looked at Carson while the fight scene is happening, and I was like, this isn't real.
He just goes, this isn't real.
And to this day, I still don't know what I meant by that. I don't know. I don't know if I meant Carson was pulling a fast one on me, or this movie's not actually a real thing, or, like,
we didn't even get to the part where the guy wishes for a farm and it appears in front of him and he goes, I wished for a farm, but not here.
This isn't real.
I said it so certainly.
I think that movie is maybe the like most unintentional like. That movie is going to be talked about like The Room.
Yeah, it's
like in a few years.
It's made for high people. It's great if you're
me specifically.
Yeah, I
gotta watch that again.
We should do it again and try to get through it because we passed out in the first like 25 minutes of it.
Oh
I'm
my
so
god!
serious.
Be glad that you didn't make it because that movie is dog ass.
I remember barely waking up.
Shit.
I remember barely waking up at the part where Pedro Pascal was yelling at somebody in his suit.
You're gonna have to be more specific.
And I looked, and I opened my eyes and I looked at you. And before I looked at you, I was like, I'm awake. And I looked at you, and you were asleep.
I passed out so quickly when we did that.
Those couches were comfy.
But this song is like Wonder Woman 1984 for you.
No, for me.
No, like
for you.
Yeah, for Carson.
For me.
Yeah, not
I
for
can't believe it's real.
Yeah,
this isn't real. This song is not real.
This isn't real.
All right. I guess my score then is fucking 0.
Yeah.
This shit sucks.
-5, 1, 0.
0.
Great.
That's awesome, actually.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, chat. Oh my god, this is a long episode.
This is a long one.
But
it's only an hour and 38 minutes. I don't know why Logic does that. It's not 2 hours and 38 minutes.
Okay, yeah, I forgot about that. I was like, damn, we've been going for fucking 2 hours and 40 minutes. That's
3-hour podcast
about
about
you don't
this.
like for that long.
You could.
Yeah, I'm very good at that.
But yeah, these two songs, I don't like them very much. But there's, yeah, I I guess I'll roll out this damn carpet and we'll get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And then talk about Netflix Marvel shows for another hour. But thank you so much for watching.
I gotta get food in me before we do that.
Yeah,
That's
I
fine.
do too. I'm
That's
hungry.
fine. But thank you so much for watching. Not watching, listening. Hello. If you're still listening. If you're not listening, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up,
Nightmare,
wake up.
nightmare.
Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Stephen Hawking, child, orgy. All right.
Oh, that timestamps this episode super hard.
Oh,
I know.
I love it.
I know.
Stephen Hawking was just, there was a picture of him just released on Jeffrey Epstein's island. Fun fact.
With additional information about him enjoying watching people solve mathematical equations on
Yeah.
the island.
Anyway,
I have to show
follow
you something after this.
follow Carson and I's bands.
Oh, wait, what about the wheel? Oh, that's next.
We're doing that
Yeah,
next.
yeah.
This guy, fake fan.
Sorry.
At the Callous Cowboys on Instagram, at Callous Cowboys on Twitter. Follow my band at Bummerhill on Instagram, at BummerhillATL on Twitter. Follow the podcast at The Dreaded Wheel on Twitter. I tweet from there sometimes. Subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/The Dreaded Wheel. You can be a wheel guy or a wheel man, and the perks between the two are not different.
Or
One
black
of them
or
just,
Chinese.
Or
Another thing that's timestamps this episode.
follow Ian at Ian Joshua Riley on Instagram, and I think on Twitter as well. Everywhere at Ian Joshua Riley. Follow Ian's band.
Everywhere.
A band called Love. I think their ad is also just a band called Love everywhere. They just put out a single on the 1st called Untitled/New Year Song. I think that's what it's called. New Year theme. Close enough.
Same.
It's very good.
Untitled/title.
You should listen to it.
Thank you.
And let's spin this fucking wheel.
As you know,
You have a lot of wheels on there. God damn.
yeah. What?
I just didn't know you were a wheel app
Man of
power
many wheels.
user.
Yeah. I mean, I create a lot of wheels in life. That's how I knew about this app. Before
I
the
create a lot
podcast,
of
so.
wheels specifically in the Stone Age. I revolutionized
I
technology.
create a lot of wheels to
Fucking
put on the
rug
car
over
that I
here.
drive to go fuck your mom. All right.
All right.
All right, let me do it.
Ian is going to press that
You have-
spin button.
You have to show it to us, though.
You do have to yeah, there you go. All right, it's going. I sure hope we get a good song. Otherwise, I'm going
Ian,
to
I forget what
kill
you got us last
myself.
time.
Oh,
What the hell?
Can I call that one?
Yes,
I'll have to
please.
see
Yeah.
if I'll
Let
have
me
to see if
call that
someone else
one.
called that one first. But
Okay, see if
Wait,
someone
wait.
called that one. If they didn't, I want to call that one.
we got
Well, we're
We
probably going to
fucking-
record it on Saturday, so
Hell yeah, let's fucking go.
yeah.
I mean, these are backlogged for like a month and a half that you're in Europe, right?
Oh yeah, we got a
Yeah,
backlog.
exactly.
yeah, we haven't started backlogging yet. I've
Oh,
been
I
too
thought,
busy.
I thought that's what this was.
No,
Then let's
this
keep
is
that.
going up
comes out,
tomorrow.
This comes out tomorrow.
Oh fuck yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
the
but
time stamping works perfect.
true. But we got it.
Touchdown of the culture with this.
Sure.
I feel this listener sitting there like, "What's the fucking song?" The song is "Sugar, We're Going Down." We're doing "Sugar, We're Going Down" next time, so tune in
Yeah.
next week for that one.
I would
No
like
one
to
called
say
it.
we're down to 105 songs on the wheel
Holy
now.
fuck, dude!
So we only have to do this for 2 more years.
I like the
Unless
idea
they
that
put out
y'all are,
another
like,
album.
that y'all are like slaves to the game. It's like
I
it's-
might have a kid before we end this podcast. I don't know though.
Who knows?
You'll
All
never
right.
end.
Dude,
This
we're-
podcast.
I don't want anyone to think that my girlfriend might be pregnant. That's not what I'm saying. I don't know.
This
Who knows?
just
Maybe
in.
she is. See you guys.